Like the silver moon rising, they too rose into this world. They say it happened here, deep in Arizona's grandest of canyons. Like childbirth, they sprang from the underworld, the womb of Mother Earth.
To them, this is the fourth world. 3 times, humankind failed to live in harmony and balance. Furious, the Creator stopped the world from spinning. All of life ended. Now it was time to begin anew. To survive, the people must follow a life plan, a set of prophecies. The Creator's messengers sang it to them. I am going to leave the earth and all living things in your care. I appoint you guardians of this new world. If you watch over it, it will feed and clothe you. Now go, multiply and prosper. Be peaceful. Be happy.
The people wandered in all directions until a voice spoke, guiding them to a certain place, the Earth's center of the universe. Migration symbols show they left footprints, as far north as Canada, as far south as South America. Carvings in stone still remain, tracing their journey. The voice led them here, to the place where the desert mesas stood. This would become their promised land, the land of the Hopi, the people of peace.
Listen for the call of the ancient one to us all. Their spirits are the mountains, so proud and tall. Hear their cries in the wind as their tears they fall again for you and me and the world. The fall began. Won't you listen with your hearts for the call? Won't you listen with your heart for the call?
Hello everyone, I'm Cater Lee. We are about to enter a world that few outsiders have entered before. Though their mesas rise in the heart of Arizona, the life of the Hopi Indians has always been a private life, not often shared. But perhaps there's something in their lives to enrich our lives. So they've offered Copper State Chronicles a rare welcoming hand to step into their sacred world. And we're reaching out for you to come with us.
Hello everyone, I'm Cameron Harper. The pathway to the Hopi story leads back some 2,000 years, one of the oldest cultures in North America. In this hour-long special, they'll share with all of us their story of celebrating Mother Earth, Father Son, and the spirit world that give life to all things. Their ceremonies and traditional ways all come together like one thing, one song. This is what they're about to share with you, the beautiful Song of the Hopi.
Come to Hopi Land and learn about us, and tell the world that we're a very peaceful people and that we do live here, and that we exist and we're part of society, and I think much we can teach the outside society because we're like an apple. All the other tribes have been penetrated. We're the core. We're left. We live it. We're born and raised in it. I think we have something to contribute to society. I really believe that sincerely. Even to the fiber of my body, I believe that.
Won't you listen with your hearts for the call? Won't
It was the 1940s. The people of peace lived quietly on their mesas. But a distant thunder rumbled, sending a tremor that traveled all the way to them. December 7, 1941. That distant thunder was the thunderous bombing of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. World War II would now spread to the Pacific. This act of war touched these very villages. Though the Hopi are peaceful, bombing Pearl Harbor was a violation of the Hopi way, for it was a threat to their land, the United States. This meant young Hopi men of peace had to become warriors to protect the homeland of their people. But 11 Hopi men sent to the Pacific War have remained unsung heroes to this very day, for they were the Hopi Code Talkers. The world has long known about the Navajo Code Talkers, but the Hopi served in the same way. The talkers spoke by radio in their native language to each other across the Pacific, describing enemy maneuvers. The code proved unbreakable to the Japanese, playing a major role in their downfall and bringing an end to the war. But the Hopi Code Talkers purposely avoided fanfare, for they did what they had to do. To Hopi, war is never something to be proud of. The survivors quietly returned to the mesas, many destroying their uniforms in family ceremonies to rid them of the memories of warfare. Now, nearly half a century later, comes an incredible, moving, proud moment. For the first time in 46 years, the only 5 surviving Hopi Code Talkers are reunited as one before the Hopi people. It's also the first time the talkers have seen each other since the war ended. Today they stand proudly before day schoolers dressed for a Hopi heritage celebration. Until this moment, these children, and many adults here, didn't know that Hopi Code Talkers ever existed. Now they are about to see these unknown soldiers raise the U.S. colors before them in a flag ceremony. After shunning attention for decades, the Code Talkers have decided the time has come to share their story with their people. To Franklin Shupla, it's a story these children especially need to know.
To me, it's something that we had to do, and now the children, the younger ones that are growing up should understand these things, what it means, what the flag really means.
For the meaning of that flag led Franklin, a Hopi man of peace, to put on a uniform of war.
Well, this is something that just came up, that it was necessary that we do something for our country.
Travis Yaiva and Charlie Lomakima went to serve for the same reason, as did Warren Koya Kwaktiwa.
Well, we are supposed to have been peaceful Hopis, but when this came up, well, we had to come in and do our share, do our part in it.
Floyd Dan wants the children to know it was their heritage, the Hopi language, that was the key weapon only these soldiers knew how to use.
Maybe it is time that they should hear that the Hopis also have code talkers. That's the reason why I came.
He says the Hopi code sounded like this. Their messages were warnings of approaching planes, bombs, and ships radioed to each other across the entire Pacific Ocean to alert American forces. But the Hopi language didn't have words for such war weapons. So as Franklin explains, the code became Hopi words that symbolize these dangers.
If we're talking about a plane, we usually talk about a bird, some kind of bird that's flying overhead at different speeds. If it was a seaplane, we would say something about a duck or, to describe just what type of a plane would be. Bombs, well, we usually use eggs for the plane. The ship is we call it a water home or a compartment, or, that's what it means when you say pocket.
Now the war and decades have faded away. To Floyd, this moving scene and the chance to stand again with his code talker brothers is all that matters today.
Oh, I was very glad. I haven't seen my friend Franklin, all of them. It's the first time I've seen him after about 45 years. And I'm glad. I wouldn't have recognized them if this man had brought us together. And I'm glad that we came together. And maybe we can meet again some other time yet. I hope.
Their march to present the colors begins. Their silence has finally been broken. Now all of us can give the Hopi code talkers, the peaceful warriors, a long overdue salute.
It came from every village when the country gave a call. War across the water, evil had to fall. Fight for freedom, for the red, white, and blue. Prayers of your people gave strength to get you through. Young men of thieves coming home. Young men of thieves coming home.